Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Alvita Nuliani, and this video is for language assessment project-based learning. And for part 1, I choose the topic of oral presentation. So the definition of oral presentation, it involves explaining something directly to an audience in clear and understandable language. And according to Wilson and Brooks in 2014, oral presentations are a learner-centered activity so that the teachers use in the language classroom to improve their students' communicative competence. While according to King in 2012, he describes that oral presentation is as a good communicative practice and is commonly used by ESL or English for a second language conversation teachers to develop their students' language skills. And the purpose of oral presentation, number one, is to becoming an active and independent learner. Usually in class, you might just sit and listen to your teacher or a lecture, and this is a passive learning. But when you prepare a presentation, you take the driver's seat. And then number two is greater class interaction and participation. And it means that presentations turn a quiet classroom into a conversation or a discussion. And it makes the room feel more alive because everyone is involved in listening and to support their classmates. Number three is improvement in communication and presentation skills. And this is when you learn how to explain your ideas or opinions so that everyone understands it. And also you practice using tools like slideshows or PowerPoints or Canva and making eye contact and speaking at the right volume. Number four is exercising self-confidence. It is where you overcoming your fear by doing the presentation. It means that you prove yourself that you can handle a challenge. Next is oral presentation difficulties. Number one is lack of confidence, vocabulary, and motivation. In confidence, it means that you are not believing in yourself and feeling like you are not good enough to speak. And for vocabulary, it means that you want to say something, but you do not know the right words to use. And in motivation, it means that you don't have a strong reason or excitement to do the presentation. And number two is shyness. It is a personality trait where you feel nervous or quiet around others. But for a shy person, having everyone in the room to look at them at once, and that can feel very overwhelming and uncomfortable. Number three is ability to compose sentences well. You might know what you want to say, but sometimes the sentences come out messy when you speak them out loud. Number four, knowing the theory but not practicing. This is like reading a book about how to ride a bike, but never actually sitting on one. Number five is confusion on where to start, and it gets many students to get stuck at the very beginning because they don't know what to do or what to say. Number six is dominant use of local language or mother tongues. It means that during a presentation, you might accidentally switch back to your first language and which can make the presentation sound confusing. And number seven is embarrassment and fear of mistakes. It is being so worried about saying a word wrong or forgetting a point that you become too scared to speak at all. And next is challenges to use oral presentation. First, we are going to discuss about student-related challenges. Number one is losing interest. This happens when students no longer care about the activity and they might feel it is a waste of time or just boring, so they do not put in any effort. And number two is language difficulty, not being enough not being good enough at the language, like English used for the talk. And number three is not preparing enough. Students usually wait until the last minute or their deadline, or also not practicing it, and this leads to forgetting what to say or getting stuck. Number four is students are shy. Most of the students feeling nervous about the people looking at them, and this can make a student speak too quietly or want to finish as fast as possible. And then long and complicated words on the slide. Putting many words and too long words on the screen, it makes very hard for the speaker to read and for the audience to understand. And then for teacher-related challenges, number one is ineffective classroom management. When the teacher can keep the room quiet or organized, it is hard to present if other students are talking or not paying good attention. And then number two is bored audience. If the teacher's way of teaching is boring, the students watching the presentation will probably be passive. And number three, presentations are not properly implemented in the class. Next is presentation related challenges. First is presentations are hard for students to be aware and understand of the lesson. Next is boring themes or topics. And last is badly given presentations. Here are strategies in building confidence. First is for student-centered strategies. Number one, performing self-reflections. This is where students learn from their mistakes and improve themselves to be better. Number two is setting up a good example from classmates. Number three, lectures, encouraging, guiding, and teaching students to ask questions. And next is for the teacher-centered strategies. Number one is creating a conducive environment. This means making the classroom feel safe and friendly. And number two is providing clear guidelines. So the teacher gives a rules or guidelines and explain exactly how the presentation should be organized. So the students do not feel lost. And number three is teaching how to use visual aids. And here is the teacher showing students how to use tools like slideshows or PowerPoints. Number four is giving positive and constructive feedback. This is when the teacher tells the student in how to fix specific problem for next time. And for resource-related strategies, number one is more time in the curriculum, means that the school schedule or plan gives students more hours in speaking practice. So if presentations happen more often, so the students get used to it and improve faster. And number two is investing in better technology. So this is about how schools or college spending money on better tools like computers, fast internet, smart boards, and having like high quality equipment for students to create and show their work. And this slide is for the reference. Next is part two of case study. In this case study simulation, you are a language teacher conducting an assessment to evaluate students' English speaking skills. And You decide to use two different methods, which are verbal essay and free interview. In verbal essay, my question is, what is your opinion about learning English? And for the free interview, can you tell me about yourself and what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? So for the first participant is Nabila Adiningrum, second participant is Olivia Ida Sabrina, and third participant is Devani Putri Warsito. After this, you will see an assessment video as the participants answering to those questions. This is part 2 of case study language assessment. First, we start with verbal essay. What is your opinion about learning English?
My opinion, because learning language English is important because we don't know what the future holds for us. So I think learning English, at least for speaking to native or other people, because English is international language. I think it's very important to hold the communication with them. You don't need to be fluent. At least you can understand and speak the English to hold the conversation.
And then for free interview, can you tell me about yourself?
There is not much about myself, and I think I don't have something interesting about myself, but I can be a friend. I can be someone that you can actually maybe ask for help.
How about your family? Do you live with them?
Yes, I still do live with them because I don't have a job yet, and I think I will live with my family for a bit longer.
And then what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
First, wake up in the morning is definitely open my eyes, and I think I will set up because I don't think I need to get up for straight because I don't have a nice condition that for laying up and then stand up straight is not good for me.
Okay, that's all for participant number 1. Thank you. Okay, for participant number 2, in verbal essay, what is your opinion about learning English?
I think about learning English that it is necessary for people to teach them since kid, because when you understand English, you will be able to do anything such as easy in work or just having a conversations. Because English is an international language, so it is permit to people who are not able to understand English to start learning now.
Okay, for free interview, can you tell me about yourself?
I think that I am really able to do a conversation with people whether I know them first or not, but I can assure that we could make a great conversation.
Do you have any pet?
I do have pets. I have 2 cats, and all of them are boys.
And then what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Normally, when I wake up in the morning, of course, I have to check my phone just to see any updates and information, especially to see the time.
Okay, that's all for participant number 2. Thank you. This is participant number 3. In verbal essay, what is your opinion about learning English?
My opinion about learning English is it is very important to learn about English because it's an international language and everyone knows English who doesn't know English except like for like country like Korean or Japan or something, but it is very important to learn English.
Okay, so in a free interview, can you tell me about yourself?
I'm very introvert. I'm an introvert, but I can be extrovert when it comes with the right people. And I love watermelon. It's my favorite food. It's my favorite fruit, and my dad always buy me watermelon whenever he comes home from work.
Do you have any siblings?
I do have one sibling. It's my older sister, Lovely.
And what is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I actually go straight to the bathroom. I immediately go shower because I like feeling clean when I wake up. So that's the first thing I do when I wake up.
Okay, that's all. Thank you for participant number 3.